Hi, friends, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Tea Time with Sahdi and Omni, where we spill the tea and drink the tea. I'm Omni.
And I'm Sahdi.
And today we're drinking tea like we do every episode. And today's tea is called Energy and Communication Tea. It has lemongrass, sage, thyme, peppermint, licorice root, and I added some cherry hibiscus for some flavor because I love that stuff. It is energy and communication tea because of the things we're going to be talking about, which is energy and communication. So, Sahdi, you want to hit it off with what you've been working on this week?
So this week, I started doing a spiritual practice with something that I found out months ago, and then I kind of forgot about it. And I've been doing shadow work. I decided to play with reverse speech. Have you ever heard of that before?
Yeah, I think I remember you mentioning that a few months ago, and I was super interested in it.
All right, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So there's this guy, and his name's David Oates, and he's an Australian researcher, and he stumbled across reverse speech in the 80s.
Okay.
So he was just messing around with recordings, and he found out that when you play someone's speech backwards, you might hear hidden phrases, and they seem to reveal what people are truly thinking or feeling, like straight from their subconscious.
Kind of like a Freudian slip. When you say something, you're like, I didn't mean to say that. But then they're like, no,
yeah,
that is
it's
the
kind of
truth.
like that. So he believes that while we're consciously speaking forward, our subconscious is speaking its own unfiltered messages in reverse, like a secret code.
You know, that feels like I would be in so much trouble because I already don't have a filter.
Right. And it sounds crazy, right? But stay with me. It gets even better.
Okay.
So the way that it works, you think of it like this. When we talk, our conscious mind is in charge. So it's choosing the words, making the sentences, and saying what we want the people to hear. But our subconscious mind, it's working in the background all the time, and it's completely uncensored. So it's spilling truths we might not even realize we're holding on to. So David believes that when you reverse what someone says, their subconscious reveals itself, like flipping a mirror on your speech and catching glimpses of their truths that they're holding beneath the surface, right? So here's where it gets really weird. Unlike our conscious mind, which can filter and censor or even just like straight up lie, the subconscious can't hold back. It's honest, and it shows up in these reverse recordings as actual truth. Right? So while you're speaking forward, your subconscious mind will sometimes interrupt you and spit the truth out. It'll contradict what you're actually saying.
So that is a Freudian slip right there.
Exactly.
Oh.
And the only way you can hear it is if you record your voice forwards and then play it back in reverse.
It's like a lie detector on yourself. Like your
Exactly.
subconscious is a snitch.
Yeah. And so when I first heard about him, right, I just downloaded this Flip It in Reverse or some kind of free
Elliot, right?
app. Flip it and reverse it. It's like just an app. And there's like a bunch of different free apps that you can use. And I reversed it and I was going through it. And when you first listen to your voice in reverse, it's fucking scary. Like I'm in the room by myself and I got fucking scared. I'm like, it sounds like a fucking demon.
Guys, I'm scared.
I was a little scared. So I had to go out into the living room because I couldn't even be in my bedroom by myself.
Hold on. This bitch, she talks to ghosts for a living. She literally talks to spirits and demons, and she got scared of her own voice. That's
it was
funny.
terrifying. And so I couldn't get any messages because, I'd been researching him and hearing his reversals because he's done like Oprah and John Benet Ramsey's mom. And right now I think he's doing the Menendez brothers.
Oh,
So he takes clips from their speeches or from court or whatever, and then he flips that and reverses it to try to get the truth.
Simpson.
He did.
Oh, did he?
He did O.J. Simpson.
What did it say?
I don't know. But something along the lines of that.
You know what it kind of reminds me of is the people that do ghost hunting and they have the frequency thing on and then the spirits speak into it.
Right.
It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's something to that.
There might be. Well, it's all vibration, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But it's like one thing's coming from the conscious mind, the other is coming from the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And it could be like mirror. Like,
oh, shit.
Yeah, right? There might be something to that.
Okay.
Anyway, this is my first time, and I couldn't understand anything. His reversals, they were showing it sound like jarble, and then you would just hear almost a clear word or a couple words put together, and it would make sense in the context of what you're saying forward. And so I wasn't understanding anything. So I'm talking into the microphone and I'm recording and I'm like, hey, subconscious mind, something along these lines. Can you be more clear with me so I can really understand what you're saying because I'm not understanding anything right now. And then I played it back for myself, and this is going to sound really weird, but it almost sounded like the psychic Miss Cleo.
Oh,
you remember that?
Call Miss Cleo.
Call me now. So my reverse voice actually sounded kind of similar to that. It was like almost like Islander, like Jamaican or something accent. It sounded like gibberish. And then all of a sudden, clear as day, and I guess this was my own subconscious, she said, "Oh, you don't recognize your own voice now, yeah?"
What?
And I threw my fucking phone, bitch, across the room. And I was just like, I'm never doing this again. This is what the fucking terrified.
Oh
like,
my
just
God.
talking about it, I got chills. And then
Because goosebumps right now. But I find it hilarious because you literally have talked to demons before.
yeah, but my own demons, like my own, that's a whole different like vibe.
That bitch.
And so I don't know if it's demon or not, but it sounded weird. And
You
so
threw your phone.
I did.
Oh
I didn't even
God.
pick my phone up for like a half an hour. I was like, it can stay there.
Stay
Right there. Oh my God, it was so scary. But that was months ago. And I've been doing a lot of shadow work. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe this is a form of therapy that I can use because I've also been doing dream work. So when I wake up in the morning, I record my dream into the app and I record my voice forward talking about my dream, and I've come up with some pretty interesting realizations.
That's really cool.
When I play it in reverse. And I really now, I just got the cheap app now, but I really want to go on the computer and start doing more research into that.
Yeah.
Because it was talking about fear and it was talking about
This is your dream when you reversed it back?
when I reverse it, it was talking about fear and you need to act now. It was talking about a magic wand. I mean, there was like things in there that I couldn't fully understand, but I feel like if I had a better app or some kind of way to slow it down and really listen to it,
Right.
that my subconscious really might be trying to tell me some really in-depth things.
Oh, I want to
Because
do
my
this now.
subconscious mind works in metaphors, and that's what my dreams are. So what if my subconscious mind could explain the dream to me while I'm saying what I witnessed in my dream? You know, it was a white car and this happened, whatever.
That's wild.
And then when I listen back to it, the really important things, if I got it wrong or whatever, because that's what your subconscious will do. So when you're doing these, you'll listen and sometimes you don't hear anything. And then sometimes you hear something, you kind of catch it. So scientists are not on board with this at all, just so you guys know. They look at it as, oh, you see faces or patterns and things, or you look at the clouds and you might see a bear. You know, they think that that's what this is.
Okay.
There hasn't been enough extensive research. So I'm not saying that this is what it is, but I can tell you this is my experience with it.
Yeah.
And it correlates with what I am talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I mean, magic is just science that's been undiscovered.
Right. Maybe the science just hasn't caught up with this part of our brain and how the subconscious works.
Yeah. There's so much that's undiscovered.
And then I was thinking about the mirror part. Remember when I was thinking about that, how mirrors show us a reflection. It's like a flipped version of ourselves. So what if reverse speech works on the same principle? So it lets you pick at the inner world, the side of you that's harder to see. So it's like your subconscious is saying, hey, I've got something to add here.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like throwing something else in. Or if you're straight up fucking lying to yourself, because this could be good work in like self-therapy. So when you're doing like shadow work and going deep into what you're talking about, and you could be like, oh, well, I'm like this because blah, 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 fill in the blank. And then your subconscious jumps out and it's like, no, bitch.
Yeah.
No, this is really what it is.
See, I need to do that for the guys I date.
So it's like two languages.
He's great. No, he isn't, you dum-dum.
No, I know, right? Your dating scene lately is, we could do a whole episode. Girls find your date.
It's so thank you.
Hey, if they know that you have a podcast, then it's fair game. They didn't sign,
Don't act like an idiot.
you didn't sign an NDA or anything with these relationships.
Turns to mean this is like, I think that somebody peed in the dating pool. I was like, somebody straight up took a shit.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's funny.
But it's crazy because it's like two languages at one time.
That's cool.
Like the forward speak is what you want people to hear. And then reverse speech, on the other hand, is the language of the soul.
Okay.
Like it's raw, it's emotional, and it can't lie. And it's connected to our inner truth. So both are happening at the same time, which is super fucking weird.
That's fucking wild. Fuck. No. so so we released the first episode of Tea Time and we listened to it, and you know, it's more casual in here. It's not as professional in the Tea Time. This is behind the scenes. You guys are our friends, and we were laughing because we were dropping F-bombs left and right.
No, it was mostly me because she threw the copy at me and she's like, before I post it, just listen to it. And I was with my granddaughter and I was doing the dishes and I was listening to it. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds great. You did a good job. You did an amazing job. So I wasn't really paying attention. So the next day I played it again and I heard myself say fuck like 10 times in a row. And I'm like, okay, that's a little excessive.
It's really fucking excessive.
It's really fucking excessive. And then I hear myself say it like 4 or 5 more times. And now I'm starting to get like a little anxiety about it. And I'm like, oh no. Like,
am I a trucker?
I'm like, do I have Tourette's? Why am I fucking saying fuck every 5 seconds? Fuck. In my mind, I'm like, okay, please just don't let me say it again. Right? And I hear it like 10, 15 more times. And I'm just like, oh my God.
I was like, fuck it.
It's like a tick or something.
No.
I didn't even realize I was saying it so much.
I didn't realize it either, but I mean, whatever.
But now if you play it back and listen to it, you can hear it. And now that's all I can hear. It just sounds like the whole episode. I was just like, fuck, and like, blah, blah, fuck. Oh my God. Learning lessons.
If people don't fucking like it, they can go next episode. And here we are saying fuck all the time.
Right. All right.
No, I think it's hilarious. It's casual, whatever. This is us.
But yeah.
Unfiltered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been working on spiritually this week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep doing this. And if you guys are interested in it and you want to learn more about it, I actually sent a message to David Oates, the creator of this. And he said that he would be on our show.
What?
Yeah, he did.
That's wild.
Yeah, he just got back to me today because I was like, hey, I'm going to drop in and see
secrets from me.
I know. So, yeah.
It's weird because we always message each other as soon as something happens. And because we're doing Tea Time and we want to be inclusive and we're doing this, we're having to hold stuff back.
Right.
But it's exciting.
It's kind of fun.
It's kind of like Christmas.
Yeah. It's like I tell her everything, but there are some things I've been like holding back so I can get her actual reaction.
She's edging me.
How does that feel? Do you like it?
Amazing. Jamie? Yeah. So there's this TikTok trend that has been going on, and it really interested or resonated with me personally because I've heard where you shouldn't have a welcome mat at your front door because you're welcoming energy and people into your home and your home's sacred. And, you know,
I like all energy.
Exactly.
All energy is welcome.
Yeah. And this was kind of in that realm of concept where when you say you're welcome, the people you're welcoming them to your energy. And so it can be depleting or draining or whatnot. And it resonated with me personally. And I think it's because in my life, I've been made to say you're welcome out of manners, whether I wanted to say it or not. I work in hospitality. So I always, you know, people say, thank you. I say, you're welcome. And this person was talking about how you should say my pleasure or no problem. And I remember that this guy, I'd had a conversation with this guy that I waited on years ago. And he was an older man, probably in his 60s. And he just said that how rude that is. He's like, it's so rude when you say no problem or my pleasure and you don't say you're welcome. And that memory triggered in my head when I watched this trend.
That is really a sign of disrespect for certain generations because that's how they were raised to show respect. So they feel like you're just kind of blowing them off. Like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
You know,
that's exactly, yeah.
It is offensive to them.
Yeah, that's the energy I got from it. But then I remember even thinking then, like, that seems really entitled. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it just felt entitled. And so I had been trying to consciously say my pleasure because I feel like that's a good substitute for that without welcoming people to your energy that you don't want to.
But was it your pleasure?
Well, yeah. Yeah. Most of the time it is, I feel like.
Or like no problem.
Yeah, no problem. Because I like what I do. I serve and bartend and stuff, you know, no problem, whatever. But I've been constantly trying to make that switch. But because it's been so ingrained in me, I say you're welcome. And as soon as I say you're welcome, I'm like, damn it. I didn't mean to say that. I wanted to switch. So what I've been practicing on doing, when I say you're welcome, I automatically say in my head, but not to my energy.
Okay.
And that I think is a great compromise. like you had said, because I'd mentioned this to you before, and you had said, well, it is my pleasure, which, you're welcome is kind of like saying my pleasure. Sometimes I say it in gratitude. So that doesn't resonate with you, which is totally fine.
Right. Well, I always look at the root word of things as well.
Yeah.
And so if you look at the root word of welcome and where it comes from, it's like, I did this for you because I wanted to.
Yeah.
So if you bring somebody a cup of coffee and they say thank you, you say you're welcome, because that means I did it with no strings attached.
Yeah. But the issue with me, and the reason why it resonated with me, because I have to do it and I didn't want to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, most of the time I do. But I think sometimes when you're in a profession where you have to do it, I don't know, it doesn't feel very authentic too.
But I also think it's the energy behind it.
Yes.
So because you were forced to say thank you and it makes you feel uncomfortable, then you have absolutely every right to protect your energy. And I love how you say that in your head, but that's my energy. Everything when it comes to magic and communication and how we protect our energy, it's all with intent.
Yes.
That's what really matters.
Yes.
So if you're saying it because you feel like you have to and that's not resonating with you, then just don't.
Yeah.
But like for me, I only say it if I mean it.
Right.
And it comes from a good place in my heart. I'm older and I come from a different generation as well.
Yeah.
So I have noticed that sometimes, like if I say thank you to somebody, it's not that they need to say you're welcome, but it's the energy that they have behind it. And they're just like,
It makes you feel snug.
It does kind of make me feel disrespected. Like I said, thank you. I said it genuinely. I put my energy out there to show gratitude. And you kind of, or yeah, no problem. It doesn't feel genuine back to me. And so that bothers me.
Yeah.
Or, you say you're sorry about something. And a lot of people nowadays will just be like, like if somebody apologizes to me and they say they're sorry, I'm going to respond with something.
Yeah.
Okay, like accept your apology or thank you for apologizing. Or even if it's okay, I'll say it's okay.
Yeah. If people can say with their full chest that they're sorry to me, I say I accept your apology and I respect that, because I do.
Right. Maybe it's not okay.
No.
So like if I cut somebody off and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can't expect them to say, oh, it's okay, no problem.
Yeah.
But that's not how they're feeling. But some people are just dicks.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm all about energy exchange.
Yeah. If you're in a profession where you're made to say you're welcome, then it's nice to just be able to, in your head, be like, but not to my energy.
I like that.
In the same wheelhouse, I was watching a video today. This girl was talking about how when you fall for somebody, and I've thought this before, you fall for somebody's potential, but she brought it to a different level where she says you don't only just fall for somebody for their potential, you fall for your own energy, because you're putting your energy into them and lifting them up and making them better, and you're falling in love with your own energy. And then when you break up and you call your energy back to you, you see all the bad things. And I'm guilty of this 100%, where I'm like, holy shit, what did I see in that person? Because I was putting all the energy into them being a better person and, falling in love with us laughing, but I was the one putting the energy into us making jokes. And granted, that's okay to do, but when it's all your energy that you're attracted to, then that's just an avatar.
Just along for the ride.
Yeah, exactly. On your ticket, on your energy, on your fuel. So it's important to be aware of that. And I thought that was so enlightening to me as somebody who's in the dating pool right now, to make sure that I stay on track with that. Is this their energy that I'm attracted to, or is it mine?
Or is it like the love bombing or the adrenaline or
the dopamine
that they're giving you as well? Because they're always on their best behavior in the first,
They're supposed to be. Shit.
You found out that that's not even true. Yeah. But can you imagine how much worse it would have gotten?
Oh, yeah.
Because, there's been some situations there where these men have not been on their best behavior in the first little bit. But that's when they're supposed to be giving you the best parts of them. And so that's another thing. You really have to kind of take your time with people to really get to know them. Yeah. Because if they're already showing you their red flags in the first week, you know that it's only going to get worse.
I know, for real. I always talk about having ADHD, and it's been proven that people with ADHD, they search for that quick dopamine hit in a lot of things, and we're more susceptible to being with narcissists and whatnot. And so I try to be aware of that, where I end up with people that are super clingy and controlling. And it's because at first it feels good to get that attention because I'm getting that dopamine hit. So I'm relearning that with my energy and being more aware and mindful to back off. And it's okay if they don't text you back right away, and to be in my power and be okay with my own thoughts and stuff. It's been like a beautiful growing experience. I know we talked about it on our tea time on Lionsgate, going through my major breakup a while back. It's been a great journey so far. So anyways, yeah, so I thought that was really great energy work and just paying attention and putting intention into each and every day. Writing on my mirror, making sure I'm doing affirmations.
Yeah, I really like that too, because that's what you've been working on. And a lot of us, we don't even think about that.
Yeah.
Day to day, just how we're transmuting our energy and how we're receiving energy from everybody around us.
Yeah.
It's just the simple thing that you're doing when you say something out loud and then you protect your energy and your mind. I think that's great.
And I know before I go into work, because I'm working with people, if I'm grumpy, I'm like, I need to get my head on straight. I spray Sahdi's aura spray. So if you haven't gotten that, go to Sacredflame.love and check out her products, because I'll spray that and just clear my energy if I'm in a grumpy
Oh yeah,
mood.
the aura cleanse is really good for that. You take that to work with you if people are gossiping or you caught a negative vibe off of somebody, or especially people that work with the public.
Yes.
You know, you just had a horrible customer or somebody that rubbed you the wrong way. You can go in the bathroom and just spray a little bit of it on you, and it instantly clears that energy away from you so you can go on about your day.
I literally had a bottle of it at our job that we used to work together. And I
thank
kept
God
it.
you did.
Yes, I kept it in the break room. And so people that weren't really open spiritually still used it, even though they didn't want to admit that it worked. It did fucking work.
Yeah,
so it's intention too. I'll wake up sometimes, I'm like, I'm kind of grumpy and I don't like it, but then I make the choice. Like today I woke up with a really bad headache, and I'm prone to migraines. So I woke up with a really bad headache, and I was at work and I was just bouncing around being happy, when normally I have a headache, I just can't think about anything else. But I was like, I know I'm in pain, but I'm choosing to not let it affect me. And just being mindful with that energy and your energy and putting it towards being more positive. My headache went away, which never happens. Usually it just gets worse. So I thought that was pretty cool today, when I'm literally focusing on being mindful of my energy throughout this whole last week. And then I made the choice to put my energy into being happy regardless of the pain I was in. And then it went away. Your mind is powerful.
It really is.
But I think that's all the tea for today. And remember to keep your minds open.
Namaste, bitches.